Thank you for being here. Welcome to Vern's Junk Closet. Today, we are going to be talking about women's health. I am going to ask you to please share this live stream out with any woman, and I'm saying woman, from the ages of 10 and up to 100. Share this out. Tell them to come on over, get in on this conversation. We have an amazing panel of women, beautiful queens, my sisters. Big up to them. We have, Shakita of Uniquely Lavish. I'm so sorry because I'm used to call her Uniquely Lavish. We have Sharon Gehring. We have Kayla of Kayla Mall. We have my big sis. Listen, we have Lametrius of Me and I and myself, your diva of dialogue, Vern's Junk Closet. I hope you guys find this very informative. I do want to let you guys know we are not medical professionals. We are not telling you what to do. We are just giving you some suggestions and tips and telling you what worked for us or what did not work for us, because you never know. So again, welcome in everybody. Thank you all for being here. And before I bring up my awesome guest, I'd like to welcome everyone in that's in the chat. We're going to start at the top. We got It's Me Watson. Yes, honey. What's up, boo? In the building. I am going to ask you guys to, again, please share this out on all of your social media networks, baby. We have Lennox Lights. Hey, Lennox Lights. How are you? That's my baby girl. That is my daughter-in-law. She's in the building, baby. We got Me and I in the building, baby. What up? Hey, Jaden, how are you? Thank you for being here, Jaden. I appreciate this. Share this out with your mom or sister or auntie, Jaden, if you are able to. Hey, Cool Gamer. Cool Gamer's in the building. What's up, Cool Gamer? Thank you so much for being here. Please share this live out. We have our sexy stream element by Alejandro. What up, Alejandro? Thank you for being here. We got my boy King. What up, Slim? What up, King? How are you? Hey, Vernon, Booski Compound, popping through real quick, showing love, playing cards with the kids. Tell them I love them. Tell them I said hello. Tell my sis LaTanya to get on in here. She already know what time it is. We have the Embry Family Entertaining 7 in the building. What's up, family? How are you? Thank you all for being here. I hope Wifey is in here. Sis, thank you so much. Please share this live out. We got Keeping Up with the Griffins. Keep up. You heard. What's up? Keeping Up with the Griffins. Thank you, beautiful family, for being here. We got my girl, Rashika. She is so loyal to Vern. Yo, she is the real MVP. Thank you, sis. She be on my TikToks. Before I can even put my video up, she leaving a comment. She be on my YouTube. That's a ride or die right there. Big up to you. But, Rashika, thank you so much, sissy. We got your favorite couple. What's up? They my favorite couple too. Hey, what up? Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Please share the stream out. Hey, Shireen, what's up, beautiful? Good afternoon. How are you? Thank you for being here. Thank you. Slim said, blesses everyone. The kids say, hey, Auntie Virgil. Hey, babies and my babies. What's up, Slim? Me and I saying hello to everybody. I'm going down the chat. Okay, so I am at the end. I want you guys to put some fire emojis, put some green hearts, put some confetti. Y'all know what to do. Drop them emojis in the chat. I'm going to be bringing up my guests. They are each in their own right, intelligent, beautiful. They all have content creator channels, YouTube channels, social media. I want you to follow them, okay? Go into the bio in the link below. Everything in there is about their channels. Click on their channels, read their description box, and subscribe. I would never tell you to subscribe to someone that I'm not. When I tell you these are my sisters, big up. Look, love all the way. These are my sisters, okay? So we're going to be bringing them up. Drop them emojis. I see Trap Vision, my brothers in the building. What up? Hey, Lynn's Life Lessons. Hey, sissy. Thank you for being here. Please share this out. If I'm missing you coming in, please forgive me. But I do want to bring up my guests so we can get started. Hey, all about the Jacksons. It's all about the Jacksons. What's up? She's so well. Hey, boo. What's up? Thank you for being here. Please enjoy this discussion. Again, moderators, please be on the lookout. If you see anything that don't look right, you already know what to do. Block and delete. I will get to them later. So thank you all. Hey, Marcus, my brother's in the building. What's up? What's up? We got Brooklyn Mac in the building. Big up, 718 in the building. What's up? Okay, guys, I'm going to bring up this awesome panel. And here we go. I'm going to bring them all up, and then I'll introduce you to them in one moment. So here we go. We have these amazing, beautiful women at my, it's at my right, but it might be your left, but whatever, you know what I mean. Right here, we have Demetrius of Meat and I. Say hey. Thank you. We have Kayla of Kayla Ma. Hey, sis.
Hey, star.
Y'all heard. We got my girl right down below under there. We got Sharon Gearing in the building, baby. Hey. All the way from California. Hey, baby, she's from California. Send that son over here. Then we got my sis, my baby girl. We got Uniquely Lavish with them red flags in the building, baby. Yesterday was awesome. So, ladies, again, thank you so much for being here. We are going to be talking about women's health. And as you know, the Roe and Wade thing just happened to run concurrent to what we're doing, which wasn't our topic today. So I don't want anyone to get it misconstrued. We will touch on it briefly, but that is not the topic. The topic today is women's health. Okay. So we need to understand, what is women's health? Women's health can be a variety of things. And with women's health, I want you guys to know that some of it may be dual, where meaning it may be for women and for men. However, I want to touch strictly on the topic of women ourselves, things that we go through in our bodies. So I want to bring up a screenshot that I took. Give me a second. And the first screenshot I had brought up, it says women's health. So let me read to you what it is. It says, major life transitions such as pregnancy, motherhood, and menopause can create physical and emotional stresses for women. Negative life experiences, infertility, and perinatal loss, poverty, discrimination, violence, unemployment, and isolation also impact on women's health and well-being. So you guys don't understand, as a woman, we go through so much, right? So the first thing we go through as women is either producing a child, or maybe we were a child. Like for my instance, my mom, she died in childbirth with me. So therefore, because she was a woman and because she was bringing forth life, she unfortunately lost her life giving life to me, right? So now the cycle stops at her and starts with me. Now with me as a woman, and I'm saying woman, just follow me here. When I'm talking about women, anything that goes through in a woman's body is menstrual cycles. So that is like the first thing as we grow up and we start to develop as young women. We get breasts, we get the curviness of our bodies. And sometimes this happens for some of us women at a young age, 7, 8, 9. And we know sometimes this is an effect on us as young kids, where men in the family are attracted to us, which they should not be. But as a young woman, we start to develop. As we develop, sometimes we develop earlier than men, right? Or boys. So therefore, now, after we are getting into puberty and our body is changing, now we get our menstrual cycle, which basically says we are a woman now because of a menstrual cycle, right? So we're going to talk on that first. So for me, I got my menstrual cycle at 13. However, 2 of my 4 daughters got their cycle at 9. And it was sad for me because I was like, I don't want my girls going through this so early. I was hoping they would have got it, at 12, 13. But at 9, 8, 7, those are really young ages to get their cycle. So I'm going to start with Uniquely Lavish. And I want her to tell us what age you got your cycle at and how did you feel? Were you scared? Because I know with me, I thought somebody shot me. Even though my mother had told me, I was in bad, I seen blood everywhere. I was like, oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God, I'm dying. She was like, girl, stop it. But see, we have to explain in layman's terms to our girls what exactly is going on, what this means, what's going to happen. Now that you have your cycle, if you have sex, you can get pregnant. Yeah, at 8, at 7, at 6. Yeah. So I want Uniquely to tell us what was her experience and what age did she first get her cycle?
My experience is actually a funny story. Myself and my best friend to this day, we all were going to the swimming pool, like our little neighborhood swimming pool or whatever. So we were changing. And I was like, after we went swimming and everything, we were changing. And I was like, girl, I think I cut myself in the pool. Like, she was like, it's something, I don't know what this is. So we ran all the way home, and I told my mother, she was like, you got your cycle. And I'm like, what? But I was 8 years old at the time, and I don't think my mother was prepared to tell me what to do. Because I think that she was kind of, shocked. And a lot of times we hold our parents accountable or look at them a certain way when in all actuality they're learning as we're learning too. Like we shouldn't put too much on them. But yeah, needless to say, I was 8 years old. I thought I cut myself in the pool, but it was my cycle.
Okay, so Kayla Mar, what age were you? If you don't want to tell it, you could just say, I prefer not to answer. But if you wouldn't mind, what age and how did you feel when you did get it?
I was 11 when I got mine, and I was at school, so I had to get taken. My mom had to come get me from school, but it was the most painful thing I ever felt in my life. I just remember being in the bed, just tossing and turning, going back and forth, like, why won't it stop? And my mom was telling me about, the heating pads and the pampering and everything. And so she's over here trying to educate me while I'm just going ballistic because I don't understand why this pain is happening to me. So it was just a shock more for me. I think she was more prepared for it because I did develop early, but I wasn't ready. Still not ready. Look.
Okay. Still not ready. I know that's right. Demetrius?
See, mine is different because mine wasn't like it came on just because it was time for a period. It was more like I had an experience that it was forced, and that's what I saw. After a particular situation happened, I'm like, what the? So I didn't know what to expect or who to talk to. So mine wasn't just like, okay, I'm having my period. I'm 12 years old. Mine was a deeper story.
Did your mom tell you if you start to see blood down below, it's considered your cycle? It's considered you turning into a woman? No. See, this is what I'm saying. I talked to my girls early, which I wish I wouldn't know, but I did. But it helped them. But it was like, I don't want to have this conversation. It's so early.
Yeah.
And Sharon,
it does seem uncomfortable.
Yeah, right. Sharon, you're on mute.
Oh, for me, I was 10 when I started mine, and my mom didn't really tell me. She's like, oh, well, we're just going to have to buy more Kotex. And I just was like, okay, like I didn't even and then I had, and then I'm at school just having all these accidents and just like not even knowing what is going on. And then she's like telling me how to take care of myself in that way. And then just on the fly, it wasn't like, it wasn't like I was expecting, like you like almost expect like your mom to like talk with you, like sit down and like have this conversation and then like give you hugs and like do all this stuff. And it just was not even any of that at all. It was just like, we have to do this and this is how you have to do it and make sure you get it done. I'm just like, and as I've been an adult, I had to just learn on my own how to just be the woman that I am. And I just learned with trial and error, really. So.
Okay, so I want you ladies to think about this, and then I'm just go to the chat for one moment because I see some people came in that I did not say hello to. Do you have a name for your cycle? Okay, before you answer, hey, welcome in, everybody coming in. I see you. Thank you for being here. If I didn't welcome you in, I see Rochelle Vanderpool in the building. What's up, Rochelle? How are you? Officially, Dama. Hi, how you doing? Thank you. Welcome in. Welcome in. I saw someone become a member. Thank you, Jessica. This is my neighbor. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I do have a song for you. I'm going to play that in 2 seconds. Embry family is here. Big Daddy, what's up? My little brothers in the building. What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? How are you? If I'm missing you again, the mods will welcome you in. Thank you all for being here in this really important conversation that we're having about women's health. We're going to get deeper into it in one moment. Let me just give Jessica her song, and then we're going to get into it. Okay, why is this not coming off the screen? Hold on. It doesn't want to come off the screen. There we go. There we go. Give me 1 second. Let me play her little song here. Hold on. She became a member. I see you. So for me, the names of a cycle is the dreaded time of the month or Aunt Flo. Is there any special names that you guys have for your cycle? We'll start with you, Demetrius.
If I had a name, I would have called her a hot mess.
Hey, Sean. Okay, Kayla.
Mine would be big, but the other word.
Okay. Okay. Oh, wait, we don't want to see you, lady.
Right.
And you, Sharon?
I don't have no name. I'm just like, my name is just, thank goodness I'm not pregnant. Thank you, God.
Okay.
It's like a sign. I'm like, yes.
Oh, man. And you uniquely?
I'm the best, I know.
I just say Mother Nature or that time of the month. Or if my husband asks me for something, I'll be like heating pad. Like heating pad.
They know, right? Well, for me, unfortunately, having a cycle was not fun. I got mine at I think 12 or 13. I want to say 13 because I was in the 6th grade. I had on white pants.
Ooh.
It was not fun. And I would be having my cycle for 2 weeks and it was heavy, like someone literally shot me. I never had a light cycle. I always hated it. I cursed it. I said, Lord, why do we have to have this as a woman? Why do we have to have it for so long? And I'm going to be honest. I used to be mad at my friends when they would say, only have it for 2 or 3 days and it's done. I'd be like, you what? I never, ever had it for 2 or 3, even after I had my kids. After I had my kids, it was less heavy, but it was still 2 boxes of pads. And I never used tampons, but it was always 2 boxes of pads, 10 to 12 days. I had to be careful what I wore. Sometimes I used to have to wear 2 pair of pants, 2 pair of underwear, 2 pads, because it would be so much, if you're at work, and then I'm not trying to gross anybody out, especially you men, but sometimes the smell of it used to make me nauseous because smelling blood is not a pleasant smell and you're young. That's awful, So did you guys have a bad experience with your cycle and was it long or was it short and sweet or what was it? Anybody that wants to go can go.
I started having bad experiences. It wasn't really like in my younger years. It was really more like in my 20s and 30s. I had the worst periods of my life. And I sound like, I was wearing I call it Pampers because I barely could work. It was a whole week of nothing but straight pain. So surprisingly, mine was more like in, my later years, not early years.
Mm-hmm. Before you go on, Jessica said, you can have a period while being with child. Yes, we're going to get into that, which is even more awful. Oh my God, I remember when I had on white pants and that junk came out. Yes, it is. Yeah. You men don't understand. You can be walking down the street and you can have your cycle. And this is what I hate. People used to say on the calendar, every 28 days. That's a lie. Because sometimes it would come before, sometimes it would come after. And when it came, it was like, I'm here. Yeah, the Red Sea, we're here. So, Kayla, you want to go next?
Yeah. So with me, mine were I didn't know how severe they were till later, but I get nauseous every time, heavy bleeding. I literally cannot move for the first 3 days. I had to stay in the bed. I can't do any activities, and I'm just MIA from the world. But after that, it's better, but just long. And 7 days for me, always, every time.
Did you guys use Midol?
Yes.
I tried, but
I tried
Pampering,
it, but
or
I needed some
Pampering,
Pampering.
Midol.
I needed some good drugs.
Right.
Give me the hard stuff, okay?
Man, I was popping about every 4 hours.
Yep. Clockwork, got the alarm on, say, oops,
Yeah.
4 hours, time to take it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Uniquely?
For me, at first, in my earlier years, it was the 2 to 3 days. But like Meat said, as I got into my 20s and 30s, it became like 4 to 5 days. It was heavy. I'm in the bed the whole time on the heat pad. Like, don't call me, don't text me, don't say nothing to me, because we're going to fight. Like, I don't want to fight, but we can fight. And I'm telling you, during this time, Frank, leave me alone, So, yeah, that's when I started to do a little bit more digging into my medical health and my medical situation. I found out that I had fibroids. I had something called adenomyosis, which is the sister to endometriosis. Like, it's so many things that goes on in your uterus. You just like, what is up with it? Like, why?
We're going to get into that uniquely, and I want you to talk more on that, because Embry just said mine would be so bad after my last child, I had to get an endometrial ablation. We're going to talk about that. But Sharon, I want you to tell me, and also that reminds me of that movie, I'm going to Get You Sucker, when she turned her head. She was like, look, mess around if you want to, you're going to get hurt. Then, I want to tell the men we have super strength at that time. Do not bother us. Just get us our ice cream, our chocolate, our candy, our cookies, our cake, and leave us alone.
And my chips.
Come on, man.
Right. Too. Yo, like, I've always had like a really bad cycle. Like, it was always really, really bad, even when I was a kid. My first day would be like dead to the world, literally, like doubled over, just done. Always 7 days, super, super heavy the first few days. And just like now that I'm getting older, like my cycle's been like completely different. It was like 10 days, 15, 28. I was like, what? 35 now. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is going on? Like, just like the shifting of it all is just crazy for me right now. And I just am so like, I'm cycling right now.
Well,
and I'm but I'm so sick. I'm just like, we're talking about it right now, but I'm just so sick to my stomach about it. Like, but I'm here, praise God.
But I want to let people know. I know some men probably, it's just like sometimes, like it literally, like Kayla said, it would knock us out because it would be so painful, because it's basically like your uterus is like, I don't know, it's like eating some, I don't know, it's just painful. You can't even describe the pain.
Like you're having a baby.
Some people don't have pain, and I get it. Yeah. But some of us do. I'm sorry, go ahead, uniquely.
No, I was saying your uterus is actually contracting when you're having period cramps. They call it cramps, but you're having contractions without a baby in your stomach. That's what's going on.
So we're going to get into that now with Uniquely. Hold on, though. Hey, Pastor Kay, how are you? Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Thank you guys for dropping your comments in the chat. I will be highlighting them on the screen, so if I don't particularly call you out, look on the screen. And also the moderators, they're in blue. If you have any questions, please drop a green heart and they will let me know, hey, Vern, this person asked a question. I bypassed it. I'm not bypassing you on purpose. It's because we are discussing and I may not always be looking at the chat. This is why we have moderators. My moderators are awesome. So again, please look at that. Not to mention the iron deficiency. Come on, Drop. Yes. We're going to get into all that. I was 9 when I went on the rag. The smell of toilet tissue or eggs made me nauseous that someone's laying in the front door. Yes. We're going to talk about the painfulness of it, Shireen. So, and why some of us have it so painful. So again, like Uniquely said, she was 8 when she got it. I do believe that may be a cause of her having the, and I'm going to say the name of endometriosis. What was it called?
Adenomyosis.
Okay, so tell us a little bit what that is and how you found out that is what you had. And then we're going to go around to me and I, Kayla, and then Sharon, and we want to know what their issues were with their cycles, if they had any, because some people don't. But go ahead, Uniquely.
Okay, so adenomyosis, the politically correct medical term, is a condition where the endometrial tissue exists and grows within the uterine wall. It's different stages that you can have. You can have focal, local. Mine is basically local, where it's just in one area of my uterus, so it makes my uterus enlarge. Um, I'm always going to look like I'm at least 6 weeks pregnant because I have a big, bulky uterus. And if you can share the screen, I want to give like a little visual.
Yep. Let's see. Share screen. Okay, so you have to send something so I can accept, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. Well, does it have? Well, it's the same video file. Okay, share screen.
Yeah, while she's doing that, Kayla, did you have any issues with your cycle? Any pain, any like so
Yeah.
severe? Like you said, I know you said you couldn't move for 3 days. So go ahead while I'm working on the background with Uniquely.
So with mine, I went to the emergency room about a month ago because I had a huge blood clot in my stool and I had no clue what it was. And so I went to the emergency room, and after some appointments with my gynecologist and everything and some test results, I found out that I have fibroids as well, a couple of like 2 weeks ago, literally. And I found out with mine that, like no one should be having to not move or do activities during their cycle. I found out that that's abnormal, and you shouldn't be having any blood clots, and you shouldn't have too heavy of a bleeding, like through like the long period of bleeding that I have. So basically, fibroids is a non-cancerous growth in your uterus. And mine are located, unfortunately, one of them is located where it does affect me being able to have children as well. I still can have children, just gotta do some things different, and have to work on some treatment and everything like that. But that's basically what I found out. And it was so shocking to me to find out that, 70% of women, 80% of Black women have it. And I have never even heard of it before in my life. And I thought that's really sad, because I'm like, if this is something that's affecting so many of us, why don't I know about this?
Right.
So, and I feel like I've been in all this pain for so long, and I could have been not having all this pain. I could have went into some activities, some stuff I missed because of it. So it was scary, but I'm glad I know. It's better to know for sure.
Yeah,
right. Drop said better watch fibroids. It can turn to cancer. That's what got his wife, and I believe his wife passed from that. So did you share it Uniquely?
I couldn't figure it out, but I can just hopefully
you have to send something to me and it'll share it.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't figure it out, but this is what adenomyosis is. It's basically, you can see a picture here of the uterus and the areas where it will be. Mine is at the top here, which is local adenomyosis, and they call this very, very, very much so painful periods. And on top of the adenomyosis, I have fibroids. In the same case that Kayla is having, my fibroid was blocking the area that would allow me to have a child. So when I went and had something called a transabdominal cerclage placed, my surgeon gave me something called a myomectomy to remove that fibroid from that area in order for the baby to have proper room to grow, if that makes any sense. So the adenomyosis is basically like you can just have it like frozen, but it will always come back until you have a hysterectomy.
Yeah.
Just like fibroids.
She spoke on that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Even if you have your fibroids, even if you have a myomectomy, you have them removed, they potentially have the chance to come back. We do a lot of things like relax our hair and put all types of different chemicals and foods into our bodies, which causes us as African American women, or as women period, because Caucasian women use something called a perm, we use relaxers. It causes fibroids. Anything with lye in it causes fibroids. And unbeknownst to me for a while, I always used to relax my hair when I was younger. Ask me if I would use it today. Like, no. We did experiment when I was in cosmetology school where we put relaxer on a Coca-Cola can. It burned straight through.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're putting this on our scalp. This is seeping through our pores. It's going into our system. So yeah, that's adenomyosis and basically the crap I gotta go through.
So thank you for sharing that. Now, does that stop you from conceiving? Because we know you have what? You have 2 children now?
I have one. So I have one biological child and I have a stepson that I raised since he was 3 months. I can still conceive when you have a transabdominal cerclage place, and I had that place. Child, now listen, let me go back. Okay, rewind. I had the transabdominal cerclage place in order to carry past 5 months. I had 3 second trimester miscarriages. Or losses. One I was 16 weeks, one I was 20 weeks, another one I was 23 weeks and 4 days. In the state of Maryland or in Washington, D.C., your baby isn't considered as viable until you're at least 24 weeks. And still after that, they say, well, your baby's going to have all these health problems or, they'll try to do their best, but they don't do anything to resuscitate or to, help the baby to live. I had the transabdominal cerclage placed because I have something called, one doctor called it a weak cervix, which made me look into, my situation. But basically, I have a short cervix. I was born with the short cervix. A lot of women are born with long cervixes. Mine was short. And from those losses, I had to have DNCs, which is a dilation of cartilage, which furthermore beats up the cervix, makes the cervix softer, it's not as firm anymore. And I had to have a transabdominal cerclage placed prior to becoming pregnant. 1, because of my BMI, and 2, because it was the best time to have it done. Like I would have ran a risk of catching infection if I would have did it in pregnancy. I know it's a long story, y'all, but I'm going somewhere with this.
No, but thank you, because people need to hear this.
I hope that you guys can see it. This is a transabdominal cerclage. A lot of people, when they hear cerclage, they think of this one at the bottom, which is just like a McDonald's cerclage. Hold on.
I'm trying to put you on the screen.
Okay, I'm trying to make the screen smaller. I blew it up. Give me 1 second, y'all. My phone wanna act crazy.
That's okay. While she's doing that, go ahead.
Okay, so at the bottom here, this is your cervix. This long thing right here is your cervix. Mine is probably as short as where that second line is right underneath of the uterus. Most women have McDonald's cerclages placed, where they just do a small stitch. I had that done twice, and I caught an infection, and which caused my water to break, which caused me to go into labor early. So that didn't work for me. So I had to have what was placed all the way at the top, right underneath of my uterus, which is called a transabdominal cerclage, in order to be able to, 1, not catch infection, and 2, to carry past 5 months of pregnancy.
Is that also considered a suture?
Well, it is. It's not a suture. The McDonald's cerclage, which is at the bottom, is the suture. A transabdominal cerclage is a merceline band that is placed, and it's placed there so that it can hold up to 300 pounds in your uterus. I have 3 bands placed. Some people get 1, some people get 2, but I was lucky enough to be able to have 3 placed. I will always have to have a C-section. I can't have vaginal birth. And it remains inside until I'm done having children. Versus the McDonald's cerclages is taken out at every, birthing session or every
My
birth.
sister-in-law has sutures because she couldn't hold, and then she would have a lot of miscarriages, and then she got pregnant with twins, which we were so excited about, and she lost them, and then she had to definitely have the suture where it actually closes up the the uterus and right in that middle, so she could carry the baby. Yeah. So
Yeah.
thank you for opening up and telling us that uniquely. We appreciate that. I hope everyone in the chat is learning something and getting some great information. Again, if you have questions, drop the green hearts. I will get to you in one moment. So I'm going to go over to Me and I. And what did you want to tell us about, being a woman and your cycle? And did you have issues maybe that you want to let someone know that maybe people don't know, like endometriosis and fibroids, like Kayla and Uniquely was speaking on?
Of course. So I have a 24-year-old and a 20-year-old. So conceiving wasn't never a problem. So that's why I always say my issues happened like as I got older. So I would always, I started having like heavy periods, like all the time, like where I literally could not go to work. And it may seem like to everybody else around me, like, now she's faking it. You cannot be in that much pain. But I really was. Like, I barely could move. And I was like, this is very weird. So the type of person that I am, I was like, I have got to get to the bottom of this. So first it started off with fibroids, in which I always knew that something was, because I could lose as much weight as I wanted to, but I never really lost weight in my stomach area. Like, it always seems like it's just there. So I found out, like, I had DNCs like Uniquely. It was like these quick fixes. They wanted me to do a hysterectomy. I was like, I'm too young for that. I'm not doing it. Let me find out other things. So I had a lot of small fibroids, so they would remove them. I would go through the temporary fix. But when my period came on for the next month, had the same problems. I was like, okay, this can't be. So I found one of the best doctors here in Atlanta, Dr. Sermons. I actually love him to death because he actually, he wanted to make it right for me. So I also found out while I had fibroids that then I found out I had endometriosis. So I'm like, what in the world is going on here? So then I was really like, now I had my most embarrassing moments like as an adult. Like, we couldn't go anywhere. Like, y'all don't understand. Like, that was the worst part of my life. And so after that, I was watching, I think it was Real Housewives of Atlanta, and they had a special, it was Dr. Lipman. So I was like, I'm calling him. I know he might be, although because at that time, the job that I was at, I think I had probably like the best insurance. I was like, look, I'm about to take this chance. So I found out that it's called UFE, also the uterine fibroid embolization. So I did that about 6 years ago. I don't have periods anymore, but I'm still fertile. So, that's where I am right now.
Wait, what? Wait. You went a little too fast. Okay. So you don't have an actual cycle, but you're still fertile. So you still produce eggs as a woman. So the sperm could still fertilize the egg and you can still conceive without the cycle.
Yep.
Wow. Because this is something I did not know.
Well, because sometimes it doesn't come on, but I still, like, some months I can have like a slight period.
So you get like phantom periods.
Like spotting.
Yep. Yep. So that's pretty much my life. So to some people, I was like, I don't like living in pain. I hated living in pain. It was like the worst part of my life. So that was my result. Like, UFE probably was the best choice for me at that time.
Before I go to Sharon, let me just read Drop's question. Comment. He said, my wife had so many fibroids when my daughter was born. They had to remove them and thought I was going to be a single father with a newborn because they almost lost her in surgery.
Wow.
So my question is, why would they remove them all at once? They should like do 2 or 3 or do the smaller ones or do one big one, a couple. I don't think they should remove them all because, there is a chance that, you could lose your life in surgery. People don't understand.
Maybe it was a lot of smaller.
Are they cancerous ulcers or are they tumors? If anyone wants to touch on that, what actually is a fibroid, just so people can understand? I know, Kayla, you've been through that. Do you know exactly what the term fibroid means?
Honestly, now that I heard Uniquely or someone said that they're non-cancerous, now I'm new, so my doctor just told me that it's a non-cancerous, but then someone just said that you could get cancer from it. So I know it's a tumor, but what part of that is true or not? Uniquely, do you know? Or me?
Well, some of them are cancerous, and some of them aren't. It depends on the location. It depends on the size. A lot of times the doctor says if it don't bother you, don't bother it. And that all stems from, like Meek said, you know, when she had good insurance, she was like, let me go get this done now. When you have certain insurances, I'll say I had Kaiser at one point. They were taught to treat the situation versus fixing it. Then when I switched over to a PPO with Blue Cross and Blue Shield, when I was working with Metro, I was able to go to any doctor that I wanted to go to. No questions asked. Whatever procedure I wanted to have, I had access to any specialist that I wanted to go to. And it's sad because it's like, okay, because I have this insurance, you're going to ignore my situation and what I have going on, or you're not going to further look into it. Because if you don't ask for a MRI or something that I had called a hysteroscopy, where they basically put fluid in your uterus to view everything that's going on in there, you would never know. Right. And like I said, if you don't bring this to your doctor's attention, they're not going to bring it up to you. And I hate to get into it, but or I hate to say it, but as African American women, they feel like
we can take the pain.
You can take the pain. You can take it, like you're strong. You can take it, but in all actuality, you can't. You laid up in the bed, you can't move. Like, that's unreal. And a lot of times we're turned away, or you know, we go into the ER, we don't say enough. Tell them everything. If my head blow the wrong way, I'm going to the damn emergency.
Look, I used to spend so much time in the ER.
And you're going to do something about it, period. Like,
I'm in pain. Yes. Before we go on, I do want to say this, and Sharon, I want you to take the floor next. We are not medical professionals, people. We are not telling you what to do. We are not telling you if you have fibroids, do this, do that. We are just mentioning what we went through in our own personal experiences as a woman. Okay. So please understand, if you are experiencing any of these things we are talking about, please contact your physician and let them know. Okay. I want to make this clear. Again, we are not medical professionals. Okay. So Sharon, tell us your experience. And then I want to go into pregnancy for those that have had babies or maybe had miscarriage or maybe want to get pregnant, because I want to touch on something in a moment. Go ahead.
Well, I don't have any fibroids or anything like that, but I do have like heavy cycles, and those are just annoying to me, but they're not like to the point where I can't like go do something, you know. So I just, you know, it's not as serious as you guys is and everything like that. And I'm not trying to, you know, add anything to that or anything. So
okay. So now we had our cycles. We done went through all of this pain. Let's talk about getting pregnant. When we get pregnant, or if you are thinking of getting pregnant, I want you guys to know it's not easy, because our bodies go through physical changes, such as, and I'm gonna let all you ladies talk on it, even if you experience a miscarriage or anything. First, we go through getting nauseous, which is awful. We go through, our noses changing, especially for Black women. Our noses may get really, really large and be almost bigger than our face. Our eyes, we can lose our hair. Our hair could grow awfully, really, really fast. It can go either way. We could have our nails and our teeth, especially for calcium, because the baby is sucking it all from us. We go through our body changing. Okay, we might be like, you know, Coke bottle baby before we get pregnant, and now we look like a big old balloon, or we look like a big old zero because our bellies may extend. Especially if you're having twins or triplets, your whole body shape changes. Your hips, your backside, your breast. Oh my goodness, my breast swelled up so big. I already had large breasts, so on top of it was just awful. I was like, what the heck? And then we go through trying to express the milk. If you have a baby and you go through breastfeeding, some people lose their breast. Some people gain their breast. Let's talk about postpartum after having a baby. Our mental capacity now is in a different, because we're like, do our spouse even like us anymore? Because now our shape is not what it used to be. So First, I want to go to Kayla because I know she doesn't have any children at the moment. But have you ever had a miscarriage? Have you ever been pregnant? Have you ever experienced or thought a scare of pregnancy or anything? So let's go with you first.
I've never been pregnant, no miscarriage. Now I've had plenty of scares. I thought I was, but I've never been pregnant. But the only thing that I'm doing now to prepare, this started probably about 3 or 4 years ago because I knew I was going to want to start motherhood. I was researching was, the healthy eating, exercising to help just increase the chance. But that's all that's been on my side.
Okay. I'm going to go to you, Sharon, because I know you have one son. So tell us your experience about being pregnant. Was it good? Was it awful? Was you didn't care? Let us know because everyone goes through it differently and every pregnancy is different. Like for me and Demetrius, she has 2 and I have several. So for us, it's different. So Sharon, come on, girl. Whatever you want to say. If you don't feel comfortable, you don't have to.
No, I'm open book. I'm fine. I only have one baby for one good reason because I was so friggin' sick every day. Like literally, my husband is like, he does a really good math. Like he's like, I don't even know. Like I would call him a mathematician, because he can just like add up all these sums and everything. So he calculated that I threw up over 500 times within my pregnancy. And I just was like every day I was sick. Every day I had this like metallic taste in my mouth. Like I felt horrible. It was just really bad. But the good thing is that Jason came out. He was sleeping through the night, all those things. So I went through hell for that. But like, it was so difficult. Can I just tell you, like, throwing up every single day. I ate the same exact things every day because I couldn't eat anything else. I went to there was these things called Preggy Pops. Like I lived on those little things. They're little lollipops, right? Lozenges that you would put into your mouth to help you not throw up. But they some of them would help and some of them wouldn't. Like the orange and the grape were the best, and everything else made me throw up. But anyway, I just was I tried everything. The lemons didn't help. I tried everything, but praise God, he's here. And that's why I only have one child. Because I seriously was not about to do that again. I wasn't. Everybody's you want to have another child? I'm are you serious? I'm not about to. They're every pregnancy is different. I'm no, I don't think so. I'm not about to go through that again. I'm not about to think about having to throw up again. I'm not about to do that anymore. Praise God, Jason's here. He's perfect. Amen.
Would you like to have another child?
No, this womb is closed in Jesus' name. Unless it gets up. Praise God. That's not happening. Amen. But this womb is closed in Jesus' name. Amen. It's so closed.
Amen.
Amen.
I don't have no hysterectomy or anything, but this baby is closed. Hallelujah.
I know when I got pregnant with my last daughter, I was going to school. I was working. Me and my husband at the time, the one I'm with now, we were trying and I could not get pregnant. So, and I know it's psychosomatic, so just follow me for a minute. I said, well, maybe because my first husband passed and I had children, maybe I can't get pregnant anymore. Maybe God was like, no. So we tried unprotected for 4 years. And I was like, you know what, Lord? Okay, I can't get pregnant, whatever. No protection. Why? Going to school, working, not thinking about it. Boom, I pass out in New York City on the train station, baby, in front of the police. And the police was like, we saw you falling and we were trying to get you. And I said, I was trying to grab the turnstile. The next thing I know, I was on the ground. They rushed me to the hospital. And here they go. Oh, congratulations, you're pregnant. Go get a Charlotte hat. I'm like, what are you talking about? And at the time, my husband was my boyfriend. He was like, woo, yeah, we gonna have a baby girl. I'm like, first of all, sir, I'm in school, I'm working. Ain't nobody got time for no baby. So I always tell my daughter she was a mistake and oops, baby. And she was like, Ma, don't say that. But that's our thing, because when you least expect it, when you're not thinking about it, that is when you get pregnant. And I wasn't ready at the time, but I had no choice but to get ready. So Gina said, I've been told 5 pregnancy, 3 miscarriage, 1 living, 1 death. We are praying for you, sis.
Mhm.
I'm so
Love
sorry,
you,
but
Gina.
the one that you have, I hope that is your pride and joy. Okay. So I want to go on to Demetrius. We know she had some issues, so now she has 2 beautiful adult children because they ain't babies. Adult. So tell us how it was with you when you got pregnant, and did you go through any issues?
Oh, so mine were full term. I had a lot of morning sicknesses, so I was pregnant during the summer months. So that
Ooh.
I wouldn't put that on. Do not, y'all, time out your pregnancy. I didn't really have a lot of problems. It was pretty cool. Like the prenatal vitamins, they made me sick. So
Oh,
I
wasn't it worse?
Yeah, I don't even think I really took that. But other than that, like I really didn't. I really can't complain. Besides it being the summer, I had 2 full-term pregnancies. I had 1 miscarriage. So, but that was it. I didn't
And
really.
miscarriages are still babies to women that carry them because we get used to our body. We get used to this thing moving inside of us. And when we lose it, when we come home or we have to, leave the baby in the hospital, it's very much mentally and emotional.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that in one moment. But uniquely, tell us how it was when you got pregnant with your baby. Like, was it good? Was it bad? What was your issue?
Every pregnancy I was sick. I had to get progesterone shots weekly in order to to have progesterone in me because I wasn't producing enough on my own. I would get headaches. I was sick like Sharon. Like, listen, I'm in the bed, leave me alone. And I feel you, sister girl, in Jesus' name. Listen, I don't know. The door might be closed. I'm gonna give it about 3 more years and contemplate it, but. Yeah, I think the door might be closed. I might be with you, Sharon. It might be done.
Okay, I want to talk about our mental, what we go through. But before that, thank you, Points Blank Travel, so much for becoming a member. I appreciate you. I'm going to give you your song in a minute. Thank you for that super chat. I did see it earlier, and I'm sorry I can't remember offhand who gave it to me, but my mods, I'm quite sure they welcomed you, and thank you. Hey, Etta, how are you? Welcome in. Thank you all for being here. I will get back to the chat in one moment. Again, if you have a question or a comment, put a green heart so I can see it. So give me one moment. Let me play this 2 songs for our super chatters and our member. Give me one moment, guys. Yes, thank you guys. Thank you for that little commercial break. Keeping up with the Griffin said, yes, my first trimester was, I hear you. I wanted to quit my job. Listen, that nausea is no joke. And then the pain of having to carry a baby and the baby kicking. Let me tell you about a baby kicking. Yeah, it's little like that thing be up under your rib. You be thinking you having an alien, okay? You be like, really? The feet, you can see the feet print sometimes. And now when you're pregnant, the new age thing, which creeps me out, I don't know why. They show the sonogram, like you literally, I don't want to see that. I want to wait till it get here. That's creepy. Like you can see the baby.
Yeah, I tell my daughter, I be like, girl, you look just like your sonogram.
I know.
Just like her.
I don't want to see that. So, for you that had babies, did any of you go through postpartum, or did you go through anything where after you had the child, you had some issues? Because we know some people go through postpartum, after having children. It's mental on us. It really, really is. Even thinking you're pregnant and then excited and then find out you're not. You're like I wanted to be, but I'm not. But So, did any ladies have any postpartum issues?
I did. I had postpartum alopecia. My daughter is 2, she'll be 3, and my hair is just starting to grow back in the crown of my head. Mentally, I just felt like, dang, girl, when you gonna get your snatch back? Like, my snatch was snatched. Like I was snatched to the gods, girl. And I was like, okay, when is the snatch gonna come back? And I went through a mental thing where I kind of like beat myself up about it. I worked out hard. I ate the right things, and nothing was happening. Like, okay, I know how to lose 5 pounds in a week. I know how to lose 10 pounds in a week, but how do I maintain it? How do I keep it off? What am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? And I just had to come to the realization that, girl, you still gonna be cute in the process of,
Come on.
where you need to be at. Okay, you gotta snap out of it, okay, until you snap back. Period. So yeah, that was kind of what I went through after pregnancy.
Okay. Sharon, did you go through postpartum or anything after having your little boy?
Actually, yes, I did. I was incredibly depressed, and I didn't even know it. I was just like kind of just going through like motions and everything like that, and just having like these like bouts, and then finally I just like sat back and I just was like, man, I'm really just like depressed. Like I just like needed friends. I didn't have any friends, and everybody who I knew when I was pregnant like didn't even talk with me after I had my son. Everybody just kind of just like went away. Everyone just like, oh, you have a baby, like that's it. Like I'm just like, are you serious? Like that was definitely like hurtful. And then me having like a different body, because like I had lost like 45 pounds or so like for my wedding and everything. And then when I finally got pregnant, I was like over 200 pounds, and like the mental of it all like shifting from like feeling so good and looking so good in pictures, and then like not feeling good at all, and then having this like new child that I have to like I'm responsible for, like he can't go away. Like that was like, my thing in my brain. I just remember kept saying like, I can't take, like he can't go away, like this is mine, and so the mental shift of all of that was super. And then feeling like I wanted to die, like literally if I left my kid, I felt like I wanted to die, like or like I was going to die, like if I left my kid. Like it was just the mental of that whole time was horrible. Not
The piece of you.
What was that?
He's a piece of you.
Yeah, not feeling sexy, just like not feeling like I was a part of anything, like not feeling adequate as a wife, like all sorts of things were just happening within me. And then like I finally, like that was like the culmination for me to kind of like finding Christ for me, because like
I was going to ask you, what did you do to combat that, and how did you get over that point? So finding Christ was your answer?
Yeah, that was like where I just was like, I didn't have like no way. I felt like there was no way, no how. And that was when like I started to acknowledge Christ in my life. And then that was like the shift that changed everything for me, because I was so depressed. I was so angry. I was so fault finding. I was all these things. And then when I finally acknowledged Christ in my life, like everything shifted to the woman that you guys see now, and like super bubbly, super excited, like, oh my gosh, like you have like so much energy. Like I never had that type of energy before Christ.
All right. Thank you. Before we go on to Demetrius, Kayla, I want you to think about this too. I know you haven't been pregnant, but our bodies changes, and I know that you lost weight. So we're going to talk about stretch marks. I want you to tell us about that. But also, Demetrius, after you finish, I want to talk about women having sicknesses in our bodies, like UTIs. If you don't know what that means, it's urinary tract infections, yeast infections, because sometimes you men, it's not that you're dirty, but your bodily fluids connecting with our bodily fluids get us sick. There are some women that are allergic to their husband's sperm, as things of that nature. So we're going to talk about how the UTIs and the yeast infections get us sick, and the antibiotics. We got to talk about that. So first, I want Demetrius to tell us about anything that she went through, and then we're going to go on to that.
My mental was all over the place, only because like I was pregnant in college. And so of course, I had a whole community of like, friends, organizations that we were in that, had our back or whatever. But in my head, I wanted to be like this perfect mother. I didn't want to depend on anybody. I was like, how is this going to work? Am I going to finish school? Like, I guess it was a mixture of depression too, because it was like, okay, I don't think I'm going to get through it. But now that I think about it, I actually probably could have, but yeah, I was all over the place because I wanted to be like the perfect mother. I didn't want to repeat cycles. So I can say I really was probably like depressed after. And then till I figured it all out and, realized that people had like, my best interests or whatever. So mine was more mental, and because of the career path I wanted to take, but I really wasn't able to take that career path, but I still had this baby that I didn't want to let down. So yeah,
it's hard.
That was mine.
It's hard. So I want to talk with Kayla, and then I want to go on to Uniquely. So with our bodies changing, with women having babies, we can gain weight, we can lose weight, sometimes taking birth control pills. I know for me, that's why I have 6 babies. Birth control was not good. I lost weight immediately. When I say immediately, I mean immediately. So I was like, this is not going to work. So the rhythm method evidently didn't work. That's why I got 6 babies. But anyway, gaining weight and losing weight. We're gonna listen, child. We're gonna talk about gaining weight, losing weight, and the mental effects. And with Kayla, she and her, I say husband, but her man, y'all know what I mean.
Say it.
They're on a journey of healthy and fitness. And with women, when we get stretch marks, do you still feel sexy? Do you still feel loved? Do you still feel wanted by your spouse? Because some of us can take it and be like, oh my goodness, my stomach is now big from having a baby. I got stretch marks. And some men, some men, they be like, I like that. Y'all know. So tell me how you feel about that. How do you feel about stretch marks, Kayla, and what a woman should do to love herself again?
So with me, I started gaining a whole bunch of weight, right? My last relationship was horrible. I ain't gonna go in details, but just horrible. Okay. And so I was eating and eating and eating like crazy. So it sounds weird, but sometimes I thank God for the pandemic, because the pandemic is what caused me to be able to be by myself and be okay with being by myself. I didn't realize how much I had other people around me just to keep me happy. So I had to
say that part again, sister, please. Come on, girl. You
I didn't realize. I didn't realize how I had to have other people around me to keep me happy. And so when the pandemic came, I was just crying for no reason, didn't know why. And it turned out it was because I didn't love myself. I was unhappy with myself. So I started doing exercising at home, on YouTube, Team YouTube, and at that point, the stretch marks became okay for me. I did a whole bunch of journaling. Journaling is my peace. That's how I get everything out. I did a lot of meditation, sleep meditation. I love sleep meditation. Just things like that to help me get through. And then my good old man Marcus came along and just turned it up all the way. And I love myself even more because of him, because of how he was like, no, that's beautiful. I know, that's my baby. That's fun. He has been such a huge support, and there was even some healing that I hadn't realized I needed to do until I got into the relationship, because I was triggered from certain things from my past. So, and he would be right there just hugging me and saying, hey, what did I do? How can I make this better next time? Like, he's so supportive.
You go, boy.
I know he is. So tell your man everything, because he was going to help you through if he a real one. I'll say that. So now I love myself, but definitely still having to journal and meditate for sure. Those are my safe havens, and exercising, the gym, getting all that anger out. Hey,
get it out.
Thank you for that. But before you go on Uniquely, thank you, Points Blank. I have to read this comment. He said, Network TV doesn't have a lineup on this beautiful hashtag The Real View, hashtag Black Girl Magic, baby. There will be a new logo coming, and it is called Black Girl Magic. So you guys will be seeing that uploaded tonight on my t-shirts. T-shirts are free shipping right now until Monday. And if you wait till the 4th of July, baby, you get 22% off. So that was awesome lead into that. And he didn't even know about this. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, me and I. Why I say point blank? Me and I said that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate that. So uniquely, tell us about, like, we already know you said you have problems with endometriosis. And now, was it bloating of the stomach that you said your stomach was large?
Oh, a bulky uterus.
Okay. So from the bulky uterus and now stretch marks of having a child. How did you overcome that? Or did you overcome that? Or tell us if you still have issues like with stretch marks. How do you feel about it?
Well, my stretch marks, or my zebra stripes, as I like to call them.
Come on, baby.
They aren't too visible because of my skin tone, my complexion. They kind of like blend in, like they're barely noticeable. So I really don't have any issues when it comes to stretch marks.
I call mine battle scars. Y'all have heard me say that plenty of times in my video. Them my battle scars, baby. I own my battle scars. Mm-hmm. So, Sharon, did you get stretch marks?
Yeah, actually, I have stretch marks, and it took me a while to get used to them because I just was so upset with my body because I didn't have any stretch marks at all. And I was like, I'm not going to get any stretch marks. I was like rubbing all this cream and everything on my tummy and everything, with all the oils and stuff. I'm like, I'm not going to get any stretch marks. And when I got stretch marks, I was so devastated. Because I had the stretch marks. I was like, man, why am I getting? And then my husband was like, I love you with or without them. He's like, you are absolutely, he's like, I love you even more with them because you birthed our son. And so I just was like, okay. And then after that, like, I kind of I'm all emotional. I'm sorry.
That's the crowd. You know how we do here, girl. It's okay.
Come on. I was like, that's when I started to kind of look at myself in a different light, really, because I didn't like them. That didn't mean that he didn't like them. And so anyway, God is good.
Now, Demetrius, did you answer about the stretch marks?
Oh, y'all gonna get these stretch marks. Let me tell you.
Come on, girl. All legs back.
My husband makes me feel like I'm the most beautiful woman ever.
You better go in.
Stretch marks are the last of my words.
Period.
And you can't really see. I don't know. Maybe I'm like lavish. Like you can't really. Yeah. They're very light. So yeah.
Okay, so before we go on with UTIs, yeast infections, and antibiotics, thank you everybody for being here. We hope you are enjoying this conversation. Again, we are not medical professionals. However, we are telling you some experiences that we have went through in our bodies as a woman. Hopefully some of you are connecting and understanding, and maybe you went through that or know someone went through that. Maybe you have family members. And if you did not catch it from the beginning, I suggest you go back and watch it, honey, or watch the replay, baby, because you missed some great info. So Embry family said postpartum was hectic for me. Wow. Yeah, it is hard. Postpartum is hard for some people, as we know, Susan Smith. We know a lot of other people. Octomom, rest her soul. I don't know if you guys know, she did pass away. But yeah, it's like some of those things, having so many children and maybe the spouse is not understanding, or maybe you have several baby fathers, or whatever the case is. For me, my husband had passed away after I had the 4 babies. I didn't have time to go into depression. I had to get back on the grind and live life because I didn't die. My husband died, but I had 4 babies that I had to be here for. It was no time to play no games. I had to get back up. And like you said, Sharon, if it wasn't for Christ, if it wasn't for Jesus, baby, I wouldn't be where I am now. So we all have to pull strength from somewhere deep inside. And for us, for me and Sharon, it was Christ. So tell us about UTIs, if you ever had one, if you've had a yeast infection and had to take antibiotics. Some people or women may not understand. Once you take antibiotics to get rid of the UTI, there are still things you have to go through after that, which is awful. I hate it. If I don't have to take an antibiotic, I'll be like, nope, I'll suffer with it, because antibiotics is the devil. So anybody wants to take it, go ahead. Have you ever had any bad interactions with antibiotics? Yeah, uniquely.
I did. I had my tooth extracted and I had to take antibiotics for that. and it gave me a yeast infection. I'm like, well, if y'all know that this is going to happen after I take this, then why not just give me what I need to have all at one time? You know what I mean? But yeah, that did happen to me. I think I was taking amoxicillin or penicillin, one of them.
And then some people are allergic to it too, so we have to say that too. So before we go on, Shireen said, my twins, I think this is the name of them, Anwar and Bashir, were nearly 8 pounds each. I was huge. They were huge. Natural birth. Girl.
Jesus.
Burn, that's Anwar's mama.
That's 16 pounds at one time. Oh, mama.
Study shows the until they start school. So anybody else want to take on or tell us any experience you had with UTIs, yeast infections, or anything like that?
I had a yeast infection when I was younger, and this was just from being dumb. I used to love Victoria's Secret Love Spray, spraying it everywhere and spraying it on the cootie cat. And
girl, I thought I was the only one that said cootie cat.
No, just being dumb. I had no clue, just young and dumb, and I had got a yeast infection.
I knew I loved you, Kayla. I said I'm the only one that said that. My kids can't stand it.
I gotta say something because she.
So talk about that. Let us know. Why should you not spray perfume cologne down there? Why?
Because we sensitive down there, and the kitty cat can't take much, and so whenever we have anything that's abnormal, it reacts. And I would just, because I want to smell good. I'm trying to attract some cute boys and stuff, and just dumb.
So, Demetrius, have you ever experienced anything with UTI, yeast infections? No. Well, you are lucky, honey. You are lucky. Sharon, have you?
Well, I think I'm not. I mean, I like we get most women get a low level one when we have sex and we don't use the restroom. After all of a sudden you're like using the restroom all the time. That is like a low level UTI situation. And so prior to having sex or intercourse or what, you're supposed to use the restroom. And then almost immediately after, you're supposed to use the restroom again to make sure that bacteria doesn't seep in, because what happens is that all of a sudden now you're like using the restroom, like, oh no, I'm using the restroom. And it's just because like it's a low level, because the bacteria is, you're right, Kayla, everything is very sensitive in that area. So even like a low level of not even getting, it's just a little bit of the bacteria that gets into your system, and all of a sudden now you're using the restroom all the time, and that's just a low level. And so yeah, I've had those types. So I just have to make sure that I use the restroom before and after. When I go to the doctor, they tell me that make sure you use the restroom before and after. That way you don't have that. And then if you do, make sure that you drink, cranberry
water and cranberry juice. Yeah.
And then when I was a kid, I would always be in the land of yeast infection. Like, I don't even know why. Like, it was horrible. But I would always be like on that yogurt, man. I would be.
Oh yeah, I don't hate yogurt.
Like every day. So anyway.
So let's talk about bacterial vaginosis. I'm going to give you some things that I know of that you can get it from wet towels, like if you go to the pool and the towel is wet and damp and stuff. And then also HPV. So Kayla, we know you don't have children, but did your mom speak to you about HPV? Because I have been seeing this a lot in the news, and it's coming back. And it's not even just for women, it's for the men and the boys too. So do you have any experience with HPV? Have you ever heard of it? Do you know what it is? We're going to start with Kayla.
My mom didn't tell me a lot. So a lot of stuff I heard from school, just to be honest, and just through my own research, but I haven't had any experience with it, no.
Because, now you can get a shot for it. So for us ladies that have had babies, when you were at the hospital, did they try to get you to take the HPV vaccine, or did they try to talk to you about it? Because it actually almost mimics STDs, but it's not. Like, have you ever had anything with HPV, Demetrius?
No.
No. Okay, Sharon?
No.
Well, they were just starting to talk about the HPV back and everything. And I didn't take it because I was not like, I didn't want to do it. It was like when I was like 25 when they were like talking about it and everything like that.
Mhm.
Like I just had Jason and they were like, you need to get this shot. And I'm like, I'm not really, no, I don't think so. And then when I started to do some more research on it, I found that it was like actually linking to cervical cancer and everything like that
Mhm.
for other women. And then little girls were actually, you know, getting cervical cancer and everything after, and just having like all sorts of like different situations with their uterus at a young age. And I just was like, I'm not even about to touch it. And then as I started to do more research, they started to talk about that they were going to do it with boys and everything like that. And now being a boy mom, I'm like, you ain't going to give my kid no shot like that. Like, I'm good. No, I'm sorry.
Uniquely, have you your doctor said anything to you or any medical professional about the HPV and things of that nature?
No, not at all. I think what does that stand for? Human papillomavirus or something
Yes.
like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I've heard of it before, but it's never been brought to my attention.
Has anyone had issues with anorexia or, you know, the eating disorder? Because even though we gain weight, there are some people, you know, that think, oh, I'm fat and I had a baby, I'm not going to eat, or either I'm going to starve myself and not eat for 4 days. Because we know some people go through that too, just as much as weight gain, they go through the anorexia, because all of this is mental. All of this is in, you know, our minds of how we feel. Has anyone experienced that or know anyone that experienced it?
I don't think that's us.
No, baby, because I'm going.
I used to not want to eat though whenever I was, you know, in my more why am I so fat, you know, situations, but I would just like eat grapes or a carrot and be done for the day. But then the next day I would break down and get some chicken or something or some waffles because I couldn't take it. But
yeah, Wiley Hudson says she's allergic to several antibiotics. Wow.
No.
Let's talk about okay, if there's any children in the chat, I'm gonna ask you if you're under 18 to please leave the chat, which I don't think there is. I think I've seen everybody over 18. Women, when we are young, and I'm gonna say 16 and up, and we are starting to be intimate and we are having sexual encounters with men or women or whatever you guys are with, you know, today is everything. With men or women, we're gonna stick with that for now. We have to remember we can't have too many sexual partners too many times. Like we can't be sleeping with 4 or 5 men in one day, or having 3 or 4 or 5 partners per week. Or this, I used to work at a college. They would come in, and this is when the morning after pill was huge at the colleges, and I am not lying to you. They would come in on Monday, take the pill, and they'd be back on Friday for another pill. We have to let our young ladies know, if a man loves you, you don't have to bed them every time. Just because I'm an old school, you ain't every man that smile at you, every man that talk to you ain't got to show your teeth to. Mama used to say it all the time, because everything that look good to you ain't good for you. You don't have to show your teeth to every man you meet. That's old Betty Wright song. So let us know how you feel about that, because we know that sometimes when women have a lot of sexual partners, again, our bodies as women, we sometimes can't handle that. And I've seen this, and not only through STDs or several pregnancies and then taking the pill. So for me, the pill, the morning after pill, okay, I can give you one. I can see that. But if you're taking 2, 3 in a week or 3, 4 in a month, to me, that's taking stuff out your body that's not there, in my opinion. So how do you guys feel about the morning after pill and having sexual, a bunch of different partners like in a day or in a week? I think it's too much.
I agree.
Definitely too much.
Go ahead, me.
No, I was saying it's definitely too much. I don't know too much about the morning after pill because I never had sex.
I mean, I guess I have a question. Do you mean like the Plan B pill?
Yeah.
Or because the morning after pill is like an abortion pill.
Right.
So
in college, they would take, I guess it was called, well, see, I knew both of them. So You know,
Okay,
they could be there for Monday for the morning after, and then on Friday be there for the plan B.
Dang.
I'm not trying to laugh at them. I'm telling you, this is life. This is what really happened. And I worked in the medical part, and it would be like, girl, wasn't you just here like on Monday? Like in my head, not to them, but my heart would be like, why? Like, you don't have to do. First of all, you're doing it unprotected, and you keep doing it, and it's like you're not learning from your mistakes. So this is why I was saying, what do you guys think? Because what did you say? The plan B is the one the day after?
Yeah.
Okay, and to me that takes something away
From your I can get where you're going there with that.
Yeah.
I don't have no hotels. Like I ain't done had no multiple partners in no weeks, no days, no nothing like that. Okay. But I do recall a time when I went to CVS and purchased a Plan B pill. Because I don't use birth control. I don't like the way it makes the hormones in my body react. To this day, me and my husband use spermicide as a form of a contraceptive versus condoms and birth control. I just gave me the spermicide, we'd be good. But we had a slip up. We was on vacation and we ain't had no spermicide, so I went to the CVS because I was like, I don't know if you pulled out in time, so let me get my pill and we're gonna be all right. But I didn't experience any side effects or anything like that. If that was kind of your question after taking it, but that was the only time that I have taken one though.
Yes, Watson, men can get UTI. UTI, yeah, they can. They have to be careful too. So is there anything that you ladies wanted to speak on specifically? Like I said, if you want to speak on the roadway, you can, but that's really wasn't what I was speaking about. I was speaking about like mental, physical, emotional health of women, of things that we go through. We know that they're autoimmunes, but we know that men get that too. So is there anything in particular, Sharon, you want to speak on?
No, not in particular. I mean, we all know that like being healthy is like something that we all need to be as a woman. So, what I would even just say is just like, as women, we are always like putting ourselves last, and it's just if that is you, we need to be putting ourselves first, because we're always like, I don't know about you, because like I just like look around and I'm just like, I did this for this person, this for this person, this for this person. Where did I come into the place? And so I even myself, like even just recently had to go, okay, I have to like just shut everything down, like because I need time for me. And so like maybe like you're out there and you're like listening to this and everything, and maybe something is like hitting a bell for you, and giving you good information, praise God. But what I want to share is take time for you. Like this is all informational and everything like that, and praise God, but like really take time for you. Like take time to take a bath, take time to take a walk, take time to turn off your phone.
Wait a minute, back up. Take time to take a bath. You haven't tell nobody take time to take a bath.
Take a bath. Like a bubble bath.
Like sit down in the tub
with some wine and
with a candle.
Read a book.
Yeah. I like doing that. Like for me, like I like listening to maybe a sermon. I'll throw on a candle. I'll put in my nice Dr. Teal's bath salts with my bubble bath, and I am like having the best time of my life. And I'm just saying, like, we need more of that often. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yes, I get it. Take time for you. Go ahead, Kayla. You want to say something?
Yes, I was going to kind of say something about what you said earlier about the multiple partners and everything. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I had a phase. Now, I wasn't weekly of, every 2 weeks, but there was the times whenever I was struggling with self-love. And I feel that a lot of women do it, the multiple partners all the time and everything, because they don't have self-love. And like you say all the time, it's a mental state. So if you don't love yourself, you're going to seek that from someone else. Wherever you can get it. If you don't have it from family or friends, or you don't seek it from a man, unfortunately. Yeah. So, and halftime the men, they know what they're doing. They know what's going on, and how the woman, they know how to prey on the weak. So I would say that it all starts with self-love, and what Sharon is saying too, not taking that self for your time and not scheduling that self for your time. Because me, I had to schedule it because I know how I get. I'll start doing everything for everybody and not schedule time for Michaela. So scheduling it sometimes, and then also just with sorry, I lost my train of thought. With just doing things for you, like if you don't do things for yourself, you are literally going to cry and you're going to end up in the hospital or worse. So you have to take time for yourself, like Sharon is saying. And if you don't have self-love, you can't if you can't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you better than you. And it's going to affect your relationships as well. Because if I didn't know how to love myself, Marcus wouldn't be here. Because he ain't got time, or whatever. So it just all around matters, self-love, having that self-love for yourself.
And taking time to schedule our mammograms.
Yes.
We need to do this every year or maybe every 2 years, whatever age you're at. Are you guys scheduled for your mammogram? I know I'm bad. I need to get mine this year. I need to get mine. Actually, I think I have mine scheduled for August. Let me stop lying. I think it's scheduled for August. And physical. And because of the pandemic, yes, I was scared to go. And I was like, I don't want to go in the hospital. And as some of you know, I did catch COVID. So I'm still leery. Like I haven't been wearing my mask the last 3 weeks. However, because it's starting to get bad here again where I'm at, I will be wearing my mask this week because I'm just not going to. I don't want to get it again. And there are some people that had it 2 or 3 times. This is awful. So yes, scheduling time for you and your mammogram and your mental health. And, what do you guys feel about therapy?
Do it.
Therapy.
I have a therapist.
You do? Tell us about that if you don't mind.
I have a therapist that I talk to weekly. I have a problem with dealing with grief. My brother was killed when he was 25 years old. And I felt like I had to be strong for my mom or be strong for other members of my family versus dealing with the grief. So I would have periods of time where I would just remove myself from everybody. Like I just wouldn't say anything. I wouldn't talk to nobody. And I didn't know how to deal with it. I'm not going to say I was taught not to cry or I was brought up, taught not to cry. It's either you're going to lay down and cry or you're going to do something about it. Like it was like an either or. It was no in between. It was no, okay, cry to get through and then find a solution. So yeah, I talk to a therapist weekly to deal with that, to learn how to cope with grief because you really don't get over, grief or things that happen. Death is something that in my younger years that I saw on a daily basis in the area that I lived in. You know what I mean? Walking home from school, walking to school. So I became numb to certain situations. And yeah, that's why I see a therapist.
Okay. Demetrius, I'm going to go to you. And before that, Kayla, I want you to speak on this in one moment about what Watson's saying. He's saying our diet and our health and eating pork, because I know you are definitely know about this topic. So think about that, and we're going to come back to you. I'm going to go to Demetrius and then Sharon. What do you think about therapy? Because I know as us Black people, I'm not going to lie, I was one that was like, I don't need no counselor. And the reason I was saying that is because I was 23, young, Black, in New York with 4 babies, and I was never offered grief counseling with my husband being deceased. No one, social service, social security, no one has said, hey, we understand you're going through a lot. You live in the projects. We need to give you grief. I was not offered that. And then you have these kids today at school. Oh my goodness, he's bullying me. Oh, let's give him counseling. It's like, how does that make sense? Like, come on. So what do you think about the counseling? Do you think yes, no, or indifferently?
I really agree with it. Back when I was like in my early 20s, like I actually was going to a therapist or whatever. And now, being that I'm now 46, like just between life in general, I would love to sit down with somebody, like whether it be monthly, weekly, because I'm such a big fan of self-love. I truly believe in it. I believe everyone should. Every woman, because we're natural nurturers. So sometimes we just need to like sit down and let somebody hear us out and stuff like that. So I'm definitely a fan of therapy.
Yeah.
Okay. Sharon, what do you think about counseling?
I think that counseling is absolutely amazing. I think that in our culture, being, like, nobody wants you to say anything, that would put the family out or something like that. But your story is your story. And so like you can't be sitting here like I say this all the time, and like it's like you can't be sitting out bleeding out and people, just watch you just bleeding out, like that's like not okay. And like I fully believe in therapy because it allows you not to bleed out, in that sense, because like, and when you're bleeding out, what I mean that by that is like you're like having to prove yourself to people, having to do all these extra things, people pleasing and everything, when it all could be just, it's all stemmed from like survival skills that you've had to like, and I'm only speaking from experience. Like this is all like, what the Holy Spirit has actually pulled out of me, because you just don't know like what has gone on, like, like the little girl inside of you is like crying out and like wants to be nurtured. And like you need, like every one of us women on here, like even if you're watching the replay, like we have that little girl that's inside of us that is like literally just crying sometimes and just wants a hug. And that is the girl that we need to, take reference to, while we're dealing with our our women's health. Is like, that's the girl that we are talking about right now, is the little girl that's inside of us screaming for help, screaming for love, screaming for all the things. And therapy helps that. Therapy helps you sift out everything. It helps you to, decipher things and discern things as well.
And before we go to Kayla, we are all content creators on several different platforms. And sometimes I feel like social media is therapy for me, but I also think we need to get out of that trying to compete with everybody on YouTube, Instagram. Stop worrying about what Kayla's doing, what Sharon's doing, what Uniquely is doing, what Lamitra's. Don't try to keep up with Vern, honey, because Vern will run you ragged. Because y'all know I be everywhere. Like we have to learn how to love, like you said, love yourself and stop competing, because that is also mental and therapy. Oh, Sharon did that. Oh, let me go make the video too. It's like that therapy really does help to let you look at life straight. Do you get what I'm saying? You have to look at life straight on. So yeah, I think therapy, sometimes for me, social media is therapy. I can go on someone's channel and like this, they may be talking about something good and it helps. Yeah. Or if they have drama, I'm like, you know what? Nope, not going in there. I turn around and go out. Nope. And so therapy, definitely look up in your local area and look in, I don't know, the phone book, white pages. I don't know if they have that, or Google it. And, if you think you need counseling or therapy, go for it. So I want to go to Kayla, and I want her to tell us a little bit about her experience as she's on a journey of, eating better and exercising and coaching and women loving themselves. So tell us what you think about what Winston said about eating, our diet, and health. What can we do to improve that?
So the first thing would be to realize that you can do it, and that just because, you feel like you're not body abled, or it's going to be too hard not to pick up that cookie or cake or whatever it is hard, but you can do it. Because I didn't think I could. I used to be over 200 pounds, and now I'm in my 60s.
Pause the phone. Did y'all hear what she said? Girl, first of all, you are fabulous. We congratulate you. And then I want you to tell us how you did that. Was it a mental thing, or what made you say, you know what, I need to get this weight off of me?
It was a mental thing, because again, during the pandemic is when it hit harder, was that I just wasn't happy with myself. And I didn't think I could do it because the majority of my family is overweight. And I'm like, wow, this is just how it's going to be. But I didn't want to be this, that size. I wasn't happy with myself there. So if you're not happy, they say to change it. So I started doing exercising and just believing in myself that I could do it and that I could remain consistent, because the motivation is temporary. Never use motivation. Be consistent. Use consistency. So after that, I just started working out, and then luckily I lost 10 pounds by myself, but then I hit a plateau where I was just stuck. And that's when Marcus came to my life and happened to be personal trainer. And
Come on, Marcus.
he took it even further with so much stuff. But I learned that, for example, pork, it bloats you. Tomatoes bloat you. Cheese bloats you.
I'm
Dairy
sorry, it's
bloats
what?
you. Dairy
What did you say? It's what?
bloats you.
Bloats you.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
okay.
sorry. Let me enunciate. Bloats you. Tomato bloats you. Anything pork bloats you. Sausage bloats you. Carbs bloat you. Just a lot of things. Was a lot
You're
of
gonna leave
bloat
my
for
bread
me.
alone, honey.
I know. I
You're
love
gonna
bread.
leave my
I
bread
do.
alone.
Carbs are the devil, child.
They
Let
are.
me tell 'em.
I
Say
love
it again,
bread.
honey. Say it again.
Yes, I love me some bread. But again, I just had to learn, like, if I want to change, I have to put it down, sometimes. So it's more just a mental thing than anything, and believing I could do it. And then the exercising, my form was wrong with a lot of stuff. So some of it was YouTube. I learned correct form, and then some was, Marcus, the personal trainer. And some I learned from friends, go working out with friends and stuff. I learned proper form, which helped me target the correct muscles that I was trying to work on. And then just saying to myself, like, exercise is not a punishment for what you ate. It's a celebration of what your body can do.
Mhm.
So I want to be able to lift that, 500 pounds or push that 600 pounds or whatever the case may be.
Come on
So
now.
that's where that's where it came from. Just, it was majority mental. Didn't think I could do it. Didn't think I was worthy enough to be this size and be the weight I wanted to be. So that was majority it for me.
Yeah. I want to read Jeffrey's Angel's comment. Said, I believe in therapy. I only went one time when I was a teenager. However, I would love for someone to hear all my situations and give me different scenarios without judgment or knowing me. Jeffrey's Angel, I just posted a comment. Please, anytime, I am here for you, sis. No judgment. We do not do that here. We love everyone because, listen, I live in a glass house, baby, so I cannot throw stones. Some of you may know I ran away when I was a teenager. So listen, I've been through it all too. And that's what you need sometimes, somebody to talk to you. Like I said, some people here on YouTube are my therapists. Eat to Live Strong, Sharon, Uniquely, Demetrius. I haven't really talked to Kayla that much on the phone, but girl, if we do, we're gonna be on for hours. But it's like when you get that network, that's why I say the Booski Compound is about love and light. Like, seriously, like, we need this. I'm not gonna cry. We need this because there are some people out there who never heard that they were loved, like literally loved. And I love y'all, man. Like, anything I can do to help you, and even if it's a minute, even if it's just listening. Sometimes I call Sharon, I'll be like, girl, I just need eat to live. We be on for hours. And that's what you need. You need that kind of confidence, that, confidant, somebody that you can speak with. So please, Jeffrey, reach out, anytime. So you want to go from there, Demetrius? You have anything to say about that? About what Kayla said about, eating healthy? Because we know you were on a weight loss journey, you and Anwar.
So, as many people probably know, our channel started because we had like the VSG, which is sleeve surgery. And so I will say that with during the pandemic, like we kind of got off track. We just started back on track, like completely. We actually about to announce a new weight loss journey with Kayla Martin coming up for our cruise next year. Yeah. So health, let me tell you, like with all the stuff I went through as far as like the fibroids and endometriosis, and then also having a health scare with sarcoidosis, all those things set me on the more of a healthy living track. So your health challenges will put you in that mindset, and it kind of stays with you or whatever. You may fall off track here and there or whatever, but it's pretty much in you just to, keep your body in order, especially females. Like, sometimes, like, take those walks, like hit that treadmill if you have to. Like, there's little things you can do. Eat a little bit better here and there. Drink that water. Like, there are things we can do that, to keep us on track.
I notice when I feel pain in my back, I feel like that's telling me I don't have enough. I'm not hydrated enough. I need to drink water. Maybe my kidneys are acting up. Yeah, that's true. That's true. So, Demetrius, I want you to step back just a moment. You said sarcoidosis. Tell us what that is and what is the diagnosis, or what does that mean? Because maybe some people don't know. We know that Bernie Mac had it. Any other celebrities you know that had it or are going through it? Just mention them and then tell us about it.
Somebody else did.
I know.
Reggie White.
Oh, I didn't know he had it. Okay.
So back around, like, a lot of stuff happened in my 20s. I'm like, Jesus, what's going on? Did I do something?
Hold on one moment. Let me just. Big Daddy said, hearing all of your stories is truly inspiring. I'm proud of you all on the panel. Keep striving for greatness. From nothing to something. Thank you. Hashtag. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.
So, no problem. So, in my, again, it was like I was around 25. I was heavier, much heavier. And so we always worked out a lot, right? So I had to tell the story so to paint the picture. So we always worked out a lot. We always climbed like this, what we call here Stone Mountain. And I could never make it. All of a sudden, I had these uncontrollable coughs. I could not breathe. I had high blood pressure at a very young age, like in my teen years.
Wow.
So high blood pressure, uncontrollable coughs, where I could not, when I tell you I could not breathe, like everything was like difficult for me. So I finally went to the doctor one day and they told me I had walking pneumonia. I'm like, what the walking pneumonia? So they started running a lot of tests or whatever. And so they came back and said that I had sarcoidosis. So for people that don't know, it's a growth of tiny collections of the inflammatory cells in different parts of your body. And the growths most commonly occur in your lungs, lymph nodes, eyes, and skin. So for mine, it was like my lymph nodes or whatever. I always, sometimes even to this day, I get so scared because my husband would say, why your eyes look like that? So sometimes I still feel like if you bring something to my attention that I know can kind of make you feel like it's still there, I get very, very nervous because that was a very scary part of my life. So, but since then I have been in remission. I went in remission very, very quick. It didn't, I think everything happened within 1 year's time. They have not, I've had plenty of tests. I'm a person that goes to the doctor and get checkups. So I haven't been, they haven't been seeing it. I don't have problems like breathing. I don't have that uncontrollable cough, that scares people around. I'm like, why is she coughing like that? That was probably one of my worst experiences ever.
So is it considered autoimmune?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we're glad that you are still here too, sis.
Yeah,
so that is amazing. So if you guys don't know, again, go and Google sarcoidosis because, you may be experiencing some of these. Again, we are not medical professionals. We are just telling you some of the experiences we went through as women. So for Uniquely, and then we'll come to Sharon, tell us what you think about exercising, what Kayla said and what me and I said. I'm sorry, Demetrius.
They know.
I think the exercise is good. I actually did. It wasn't exercises, but it did pertain to eating properly. I did an alternate day fasting where I alternated between meat and vegetables or going vegan every other day. And it really helped me. It really worked out for me. I think it was more so mental to try to figure out if I could go meatless, because that is my ultimate goal, my ultimate plan. But I was like, look, we're going to do it every other day just to see if it can work out. And it did. But as of right now, my form of exercise is chasing the 2-year-old and walking around the block.
Oh, that'll keep you skinny.
But yeah, I really love exercise. I wish I had a gym. My old community that I had, we did have a gym, but since we purchased our home, we don't have a gym in our area. So I'm looking to purchase some equipment to put in my garage or in my basement area.
All right. Yeah. And hit up me and I and Kayla, because they definitely are on that. So you said fasting. Tell us what fasting is. Some people may not know what does fasting mean and what does it do and why do people fast?
So fasting is when you basically refrain from doing something for a certain period of time, whether it is eating, drinking, any bad habit that you may have, smoking, whatever. When you fasting, you're cutting out something, right? And my version of fasting was to cut out meat every other day. So I'm a meat eater. Like I love steak. I love steak and seafood. Like steak and seafood is my jam. You can keep chicken and pork, all of that. Just give me my steak and my seafood. Those are my must-haves. Um, and yeah, that's what basically fasting is when you're refraining from doing or eating or drinking, or you're basically cutting out something for a certain point in time.
Okay. And Sharon, do you know anything about weight loss, girl? Let us know, boo.
A little bit. I actually like to kind of share a little bit of my background. I've been doing like weight loss for almost 10 years. So I kind of know like what I've been like I'm talking about, you know. And I've lost 80 pounds, I've kept it off. And what I'll say about
hold on, that's don't go by that too fast.
Right.
Listen, that is a feat for some people. Can't lose 5 pounds and 80. That's almost a small person. Like we can't run past that. Congratulations. Come on, girl. And you kept it off. Listen, we celebrate wins over here, boo.
Amen. Amen. And thank you so much. And what I will say is that everybody needs to do something like what Kayla was saying. She's like, she said something about like motivation, and like something that kicks on that I always share is like long after the motivation, because motivation is the reasoning that you're doing something. Like I may be the reason that you decide that you're going to like do some exercise because you heard my story, but that's not going to allow you to stick with it. And what's going to allow you to stick with that is for you to find a discipline. And a discipline is something that you have formed from a long period of time, not just like a little bit of time. Like people go, well, I only want to try something for a month. Like, sis, I love you very much, but it takes 21 to 30 days for your body to actually allow you to learn that habit. And for you to establish that as a discipline, it takes 90 days. And so you need to continue to do something for a longer amount of time before you actually are able to actually see some sort of results. And so what I would say is that everybody, if you're getting ready to start something, stick with it. Don't give yourself like a month. Don't give yourself like a 6 months. This is a lifestyle. Like, and women's health is like a lifetime, a lifestyle. And so when you are using it as such, you're going to be able to see results for the long term. Now, if you're doing like this dieting type situation on where you have an end in mind, where I'm only going to lose weight for like a month, I'm going to lose weight, for 6 months, and then I'm going to just go back to like, that's not going to allow you to see any sort of result that's going to be for long term that you're going to be able to actually sustain. And we're looking for something that's going to be sustainable for the long term, because as women, we need to take care of ourselves. And how are we going to be able to take care of ourselves if we're not up to par with our, health, exercising and eating well? And so my biggest recommendation, in addition to exercising, is find something that you can do small each and every day. I don't want anybody depriving yourself, because when you decide that you're going to deprive yourself, you're going to binge. Like you really are. And so there's no need for you to go, oh, I'm not going to have any cake. Boo. Eat the cake out of May. Do you know what I'm saying? But don't eat like a whole cake. Give yourself moderation.
I can have a whole gallon of ice cream.
Hell no. No. Like that's like an out. Amen. Get a quarter cup, scoop, and then get yourself a good amount of, have that amount of ice cream. And then when you want a little bit more, have more, because the serving size is actually a half a cup for, I think it's like 100 or 200 calories or something like that, depending on what type you get. So like if you do a quarter cup, then you're not satiated, then add another quarter cup. Now you're at the serving size. So that's what I would say. Start small, and then whatever you're doing will equal up to the bigger thing.
Right. So I just have, go ahead, Kayla.
I wanted to add too, off of Sharon too, with the eating, like what you said, the ice cream, for example, like go out there and see what other types of things there are. Because I eat cashew milk ice cream, which is dairy free.
Oh, that sounds good.
And it's bomb. I really love it more than regular ice cream.
Cashew.
Yes. So you can
cashew milk.
Yes.
Oh, I'm gonna have to look.
Try that.
Yeah, they got it at Walmart. If you have a Walmart there. But yeah,
do
so
Walmart,
I'm
though.
just like that.
Vern don't like Walmart. So she's
Walmart.
I love me some Wally World.
No cursing in my live, Kayla. No cursing.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I meant to say Target. Target. I'm in Target.
Okay.
They have it at Target. Okay.
What's the difference?
But it's important to research too other options and try them, because I didn't think I was gonna like cashew milk ice cream, and I love it. And don't be afraid to invest in yourself, because I know that some certain things like like personal training or certain diet plans or even supplements and stuff like that, they are expensive. They do add up, but you're investing in yourself, again, putting yourself first. And that self-help book you want to buy that maybe $20 or whatever, you're like, oh, I don't have it right now, or take the time to spend those things on yourself to help yourself grow, because it's going to be worth it all in the end.
That's right. We have one more topic before we go, because I want to be respectful of everybody's time. Me and I, are you going live tonight at 8:30? Okay, so before we get to that, I want to say one more thing. So Sharon, me and I asked, do you still promote Herbalife? And then Jeffrey's Angels wants to know if Kayla send your picture on IG. So before y'all answer those questions, I want to say this. Let's get into women and finances, because this is part of our mental also. So Sharon, make sure you reach out to me and Kayla, make sure you reach out to Jeffrey's Angels. So tell us how you guys feel about women and financial health, because I believe that is a part of our mental capacity also. Again, if your house is not in order, I know I got a junk closet, don't judge me. But if your house is not in order and your finances not in order, it does take a mental toll. And this is why we see some people with hoarding issues. They may have lost a family member and they can't get over that, so they keep everything. Or maybe they didn't have anything as a child and they keep it. Or people that have money and then you see them, everything has to be spotless clean. They can't let anything out of place. So tell us how you guys feel about women and finances and mental health, because I believe that even though some of us may be poor, some of us may be middle class, some of us may be wealthy, I think it's still a part of our emotional health. So anyone would like to start, you go ahead. I'm just going to answer people in the comments.
I know for me, my main thing was those student loans, still is, and that it weighs on me heavily. And I had to come up with a budget sheet to help me be able to pay that off. And I'm glad they're on pause right now, but I still have that interest still adding up. But I know that if things like that on my mind, like the money, financial situations, when I'm not able to pay bills, where I know that I'm about to struggle or something like that, it does make me cry sometimes, because I'm like, money, I hate to say it runs the world, but it does.
It kind of does.
It does.
I will say the money is the answer to all things. That's Bible. It says it.
So if I don't have my money in order, I know, it's gonna weigh on me, and me not being able to get my nails done and stuff.
Yes.
Like, get my waxing, like I have to say.
Tell me how you feel, Kayla, when you get, because I know how I feel when I get a bill. If I miss a bill, when I tell you, if I miss a bill, I am so overwhelmed. Like you said, I cry, I get emotional. I'm like, how did I do that? And then the late fee, and then it's just so much, because we know that some people with money, it affects us so bad. Some people they can't see a way out. And if you're religious, you already know, God is going to handle it. If that bill is late, that bill just late. Ain't nothing we can do about it. But how does it literally make you feel, Kayla? You said you cry. So do you feel overwhelmed? Do you feel out of place? Tell us how you feel.
Overwhelmed, disappointed, especially when I was living by myself, because my parents don't have it. So I have to rely on myself to be able to do it. I don't have anyone I can really go to. I didn't at that time, at least. So I was just feel disappointed in myself, overwhelmed. And, after the tears though, I was like, okay, what can I do to fix it? What's the move? Because I don't want to be stuck in that situation. It's not a good feeling.
Go ahead, Demetrius. What were you going to say about it?
I was going to say, I started caring more about my finances, like in my 30s and 40s, as opposed to when I was younger. So I would strongly suggest your credit should be very important, like in your younger years, like make sure that you completely understand it, because I stress over the littlest. Well, I used to stress over the littlest things, and a lot of time finances was the reason behind it. But now, things seem so much smoother now. Like I care more about paying this bill than I do getting my nails done, because I know I'll be able to do that when I can, when I can or whatever. So just finances are very important, and everybody should definitely work on that before they get too old.
Yeah. And before I go to Uniquely and Sharon, you guys know I talk about money and credit. I know PPD talk about credit cards, but I talk about credit like budgeting. Some people don't like to budget. Budgeting is your friend. It literally helps you saving, paying yourself first, even if it's $10. Whatever, when you get your paycheck, take that 10. When you get your YouTube check, take 50. Put it on the side. Don't touch it. Little things add up. I do stash. Stash, you could put $25 in every week, every month. You could put in $5 a day. So if you ladies can consider, maybe we should do a live on that about finances and credit and what we can do, not just as people, not just as women, but as people in general. So keep that in the back of your heads. So Uniquely, how is it with you and finances? I know you used to be a bus driver. So tell us, when you left that, how did you feel about finances and money?
After I left that, I felt like, I was happy that I was able to leave with a pension, and B, like Kayla said, student loans is a monster. But Kayla, I wanted to tell you, if you go on studentaid.gov, first off, it should be no interest during this period until I guess the end of August, or they may extend it to December. Also, look at the once you go on studentaid.gov, look on managed loans, and then it's a tab that says qualify for loan forgiveness if you were ever a public service worker. So me being a bus operator or a former bus operator, I qualify for the public service loan forgiveness. They also have, if you work for a nonprofit organization, just look at the different tabs to see that they have over, I want to say like 20 different ways where you can be forgiven at this time. And a lot of people don't, know about it because they like, student loans is never going to be forgiven. That's how I used to feel about it. But there is a way, and I'm currently under review and going under the process to have mine forgiven. Because they do pile up, right? I really didn't take finances serious until I wanted to purchase a home. I'm the girl that's going to put it in the bag. Swipe the card, give me what I want. But I had to refrain from a lot of different things when it came to wanting to purchase a home. There's a place or a program that's in all of the states, I believe, called the NACA program. If you're looking into purchasing your own home, it is very much so structured. They're going to be in your business. My husband didn't like that they was in our business. But they're going to be in your bank accounts in your business. But what you spend this on for? What you spend that on for? However, they do get you a home loan. They do get you, what is it, the FHA loan, where you will end up having to put nothing down at all. No down payment. They pay for your opening and your closing just to go through that program. So that is definitely something to look into. And then I started to, basically, after fixing my credit to get my home, I started to use my business mind, and I put everything in my business name. Okay, us as content creators, we're all businesses. Get your LLC.
Yes,
What you need to do, use your business credit. You can build business credit faster than you can build personal credit, and it's used differently. You can max out your business credit and not be penalized for it, but if you max out your personal credit or you go over that 30%, then you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Versus the business credit, you could use whatever you want. So
this is good information, and we need to consider doing another one maybe next month or 3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever. You guys check your calendar. And Eat to Live said, yep, 250 forgiven. Eat to Live, you are more than welcome to come on the panel also, because you know what? There may, y'all gonna get me so emotional. There may be people that don't know this, like literally don't know. And this is what I said, you don't know what someone is going through. Your neighbor could be starving, literally not have no food in their refrigerator. this is some things we have to learn how to reach out and help and teach each one teach one, like seriously. Like all that uniquely said, like I know it, but there's some people may not know it. Like I talk about it, but there may be some people that don't come to my channel that know. You know, and we as adults, regardless if we're black or white, but we are adults, we're people, we're human. We should be wanting to help our sister and brother. You guys are awesome. So Sharon, what do you think about, you know, we know that you are no longer an employee, but you work for yourself. So how hard was that going from an employee to a business owner, you know, financial wise?
Well, in terms of like financial wise, like having a business, I'll just say there's two types of businesses that you can have. You can have like an LLC, regular like business and everything like that, but then you can also have like a network marketing business. They're two different types of businesses. Now, I have both. My Anointed Baker business is an LLC, and that costs quite a bit of money. While I have my network marketing business, and it costs a good amount of money, but it doesn't cost as much as my other business. And so, in terms of that, like it's all about budgeting. Budgeting is like my friend, and I would just say like if you like haven't heard like Dave Ramsey talk about his like envelope system, you really need to do that. The envelope system is absolutely amazing. I still do it. I mean, we still budget everything because it's just the way to go. Like if it's out of budget, we just don't get it. You know, it's like, you know, that's just where it's at, you know, and so you just got to learn to work within your means and everything like that. And then set aside actual cash for certain things that you're like wanting to do, or set, you know, or if you're wanting to set aside money, start with 10%. You know, 10% is always really good, but you're always supposed to be actually at 20% actually when you're paying yourself. So let's start with 10.
So I am doing something on Monday on TikTok. It's called Monday Money Matters. If anyone has TikTok and over 1,000, you're more than welcome to come up on the panel and give some suggestions. So we have talked so far about interest rates on houses, cars, credit cards. We talked about savings and, like you said, the envelope system, saving the $500 for the month, doing writing numbers on an envelope, and every day just picking an envelope, saving that amount. This Monday, we are talking about money affirmations again and savings and things of that nature. So if you like to join, it's 7:30 p.m. Eastern on TikTok, same name. And again, all you ladies are welcome if you have over 1K to join the panel. So guys, I want to give the floor to each lady and let them tell you a little bit about them, themselves, their YouTube channel. And then we're going to be closing out. But I will ask you guys to please share this live out to any woman that you know from the age of 10 to 100. And I hope you found some value in this and you found it just something that you can look forward to. Maybe go back and rewatch it if you missed it. So I'm going to put the ladies down and then I'm going to start with Meet and I since she's right up at the top. Give me 1 second. I'm just dropping you guys down.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for being here today. I want to thank Vern so much for having this panel. I really enjoyed it. I am half of Meet and I. Me and my husband, we started our YouTube channel to journey our weight loss. We utilize it to, we travel, we everything. We have our own business. It's Shop Meet and I. Be sure to check us out. We have an additional channel, which is Sipping with Meet and I. So we're trying to create all these platforms for everybody to kind of like just be a part of like this wonderful community to whether it be as content creators, to show love, to spotlight other business owners, to we're just here. It's so hard to kind of like put it all into words, but being a part of or having a channel and starting this journey, it made me realize or be open to understanding business, understanding finance, understanding connections or whatever. So that's what Meet and I is really about. It's about connections. It's about business. And hope you all just go and check us out. Come over there. I think you'll actually love and enjoy it. And that's it.
Thank you so much for that, Me and I. Listen, you guys, go over there and check out their channel. They also have a second channel she forgot to mention. So go join
I
them.
mentioned it.
Oh, you said Sip and I didn't hear it. Okay. Go over there and check them both out. So I'm going to just drop her down and I'm going to bring up Uniquely Lavish. One moment. So Sis, tell me a little bit about you.
I am Uniquely Lavish, okay? The size inclusive queen, okay? Period. Mrs. Do what you got to do till you get to where you want to be. Still be you. Still be unique and lavish. Yeah, my channel consists of size inclusivity, as well as transabdominal cerclage awareness. I just want to shout out all the amazing women who are on this panel today. We all came from different walks of life, and I'm sure that any woman can take something from this live stream today. So yeah, thank you all for sharing your trials and your tribulations and what you went through to be able to help somebody else to get through. That's it.
Thank you, Sissy. You know, I love you. Thank you. One moment. Let me bring up Sharon. One moment. Okay, Sissy, tell them a little bit about you and your channel.
Hey, I'm Sharon. I'm your health motivator. I just share tips and tricks to help you lose your weight and everything. I I don't even know, like when you put on your spot, you're just like, ah. But anyway, I already had like everything in my brain, but now it's like all like jumbled up. So but what I will also say is that I'm your health motivator. So I will snatch you bald. I will snatch you into your best life. So if you're wanting to hear like really good information about how to lose your weight, how to keep it off, all the tips and tricks to do that, you want to be following me immediately. Like you need to go get the like subscribing button and do the things, because let me tell you something, I'm hooking you up with all the tips and tricks that I've learned to keep my weight off that I've lost. I've lost 80 pounds and I've kept it off. Okay. That's all I have to say. Praise God.
Woo! Thank you, Sissy.
Sometimes I'm from California.
Let me drop you down. Let me bring up my girl, Kayla. Come on, beautiful. Let's go. Tell them a little bit about you, boo.
Okay, so my name is Kayla. I am one half of Kayla Mar. Marcus is the other half. So Kayla Marcus, put our names together, Kayla Mar, the man I've been talking about this whole live stream. We have a channel together where basically we want you to come over there, have fun, and be able to get away from all the stress of life that brings daily. Stress that life brings daily, and be able to come over there, laugh, relax, and just get away for a second and reset. So whenever you're done watching us, you're ready to continue fighting on and to grow. And also I have a my Instagram account, KK_so_sweet, is where I do self-love for women. I have a big passion about helping women realize their self-love, because there was a time where I didn't have any. And I do want to be able to help women know that self-love. So you can go over there, get some inspiration. I will be having my own personal channel in the future, not anytime soon, child, because we're working on Kayla Mar right now. But and you can also, Marcus also does personal training. I'm gonna shout out my man, okay? He does personal training, and he is the reason that I did lose all of this weight that I did. And he will help you out as well. He's very knowledgeable. He'll even give you some information for free as well. So just contact him as well, or contact us on our Instagram, and we'll both respond to that as well. So we're here for y'all. Thank you, Verns, for this. I feel so much closer to you ladies, and I will be hitting y'all up separately for information I need from all of you guys, because y'all have just laid out so much knowledge, and I'm here for it. And I'm so thankful for you guys and all that I've learned today. And yeah, that's it.
All right, let me bring all the ladies back up. Listen, everybody, all of their links to their YouTube channels are in the description box. Go and follow them, and then follow them on their other social media. This is what it's all about. We are not in competition with each other. We all want each one to win and to thrive and to be abundant and to have increase. We fix our sisters and brothers' crown. We let everyone know that they are loved, and that each one of us has something different that you can get from us. I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Again, follow me on social medias. You can see all that stuff in my description box. But Monday, I will be on TikTok at 7:30 p.m. talking about Monday Money Matters. Be there or be square. And then tomorrow, y'all know I always say this weekend I was booked, busy, and blessed. So I had this today. Tomorrow I have a speaking engagement. I'm so excited. I will give you clips from it. And then Monday I have the TikTok. The t-shirts are on sale, guys. Right now it's free shipping, but you can also wait until the 4th of July and get your 22% off. And most of the people here on the panel also have merch. Go and check them out. So ladies, with that said, I want to tell everybody that to remember that today is a good day, to have a great day. Never stop dreaming. I don't care how old you are, never stop dreaming. And always be kind to someone else. Go out there and make someone else's life a little bit better. Show them love and kindness and joy and peace and the shine, shine, shine. I love you guys. Go out there, have an amazing day. Love and light. Spread love and light, everybody. I'm gonna play this little song and we are out of here, guys. Give me 1 second. All right, everybody. Love and light. Y'all have an amazing weekend. Stay safe. I love you guys. Hold on, ladies, for me. Okay, everybody. Have a great night.